feel like it's always very important to get that first win, and we still haven't reached that point yet. I say in all the situations we have been in, it's all about us finishing the second half, fourth quarter. I say that's the main thing that we always lose focus and just don't finish. So that's something we try to put emphasis on this week is just going out and finish. Fourth quarter, we'll come together, talk to each other as a team, and just finish that fourth quarter out.
Daniel Jones, I mean, who knew? I mean, we always, like, I'm a Giants fan. I follow the Giants. I always knew he had talent, but it seems like it's all coming together for him. What do you see when you watch him on film?
Yeah, he looking great this year. I feel like with the coach, he got the guys. He has the receiver group. They all have certain abilities they have and what they're good at. And I feel like he get the ball to them. On number one, Josh Downs, he the slot option guy. He's the guy. Get quick in and out. Pittman, possession guy. Tall. And, Pierce just take the roof off. So I feel like a lot of them guys just have great abilities that he can just get a ball to them for real.
Yeah, and obviously he's got Taylor to hand off to. How tough is that guy once he gets into the open field?
Yeah, he always been that since I got in the league, so I guess they always going to have that run there, and he's as healthy this year, and he's looking great, so I feel like that's one thing we got to slow down is him, especially from last year. That was a big thing, so they're going to try us again with that, and we just got to show them that we're ready for the run game.
Roger, you're one of the few guys now in the locker room who's played the Colts multiple times. Would you say this is a rivalry?
Yeah, most definitely. All our region games is a rivalry, I would say, especially coming off from last year, how they did that. Yeah, that's definitely a lot of smoke from last year. So I feel like we got to come out and just finally get our first win for real.
With so many new guys in here, is there anything you guys and the vets are doing to kind of emphasize how important this is, or maybe the history with the Colts?
No, I wouldn't say we can try to tell them something different. It's just really just by us just playing our game no matter who we play against and just really getting our first win. That's what it's really all about. So it wouldn't be like no history with them, I would say.
You look at the Colts and you see DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart over there. That's just kind of life in the NFL, right? Every week.
Every single week, you always got great players, and those two. I mean, they've had legendary careers over their whole career. Like they're monsters, they're genetic freaks, and it's going to take everything you have, individually as well as in a line to figure them out.
When you look at where you guys are at in the run game, and Tony had 20 for 92. I mean, some of the numbers are pretty good. Are you happy in the direction you guys are headed there?
Any success is good success on that front, and I think our room has high expectations as well as a team on that front, and we're just going to keep working at it every week and getting better at it.
How do you feel like you guys have been as a group overall, and how do you feel like you might have settled in the first couple of games here?
Yeah, first 2 weeks we've done some good things. Obviously, early season, there's a lot of things you want to get better at, and we've been working through it, and I think we had some improvement from week 1. Now it's to improve to week 3.
Ryan's talked about the importance of building that continuity on the right side. Just how important is it, and how tough is it to come by when JC goes out and you got all these rotating pieces?
Yeah, there's something real to that, knowing the person next to you, knowing what they think before they even say it, all that good stuff. And, sucks, JC's down for right now, but he's working his butt off, and he'll be back soon. And we got right now Juice and Ole, both of them, they've been doing great out there, and it's awesome.
Is that something chemistry-wise that can be built on the fly, or do you kind of have to, is it only reps that can get there?
Of course it can be built on the fly. You have to build it on the fly sometimes. That's just part of the game.
Cam, what's impressed you about him the first couple of games?
I think he's doing great. We've gone to, 2 tough opponents right out the bat, throwing a lot at us, and, he's been handling it well, playing hard, never stopping, always going, always believes we can, get the next play, or we're just one play away, and you love it.
Can you put your finger on the second half for this team and why some of the offense has dried up so much the last 2 quarters?
I don't know.
Having played a couple games and blocking for Pollard, what are your thoughts on how he runs behind his pads and stuff?
Oh, I love that. It's just a way to set the tone when he runs behind the pads. Keeps everyone excited, going. He can break a run at any time, even when it doesn't seem like it happened. And O-line love that.
Did it kind of surprise you? Because he has 20 missed tackles for us. So obviously he's a tough runner, but look at his size, you don't necessarily think that. Did it surprise you how hard he runs?
Yeah, I've always heard about Pollard, but now having a real chance to play with him, it's really impressive seeing it live.
You guys as veterans kind of emphasize to the younger player, hey, it's only 2 games, and you win this game, you're right back on track, especially with a divisional game.
Absolutely. It's a long season. You never know what's going to happen, so you just keep getting better every week. You keep going no matter how rough it might feel initially. If you just keep going, great things are going to happen.
Thank you.
Kevin, I'm curious. We came in a little late, so sorry if you've been asked this, but just Just in terms of you being a newer guy to the team, what have you heard maybe from your teammates, if anything, about the rivalry and history with the Colts?
I just, know it's a great AFC South, game, and I know if there's a lot of great talent over at the Colts. So
they got a nice D-line, got some nice savvy veterans up front, a nice group of linebackers, got some vets deep in the backfield. In the back end, my bad. But yeah, it's the next challenge for us. We got to go out there and do it.
How do you feel like you guys have done about making the most of what you've had available to you?
I feel like we've done pretty good. We just have to finish. We have to finish better overall as a team. Second half of games, third, fourth quarter, that's where we got to finish.
It seems like you made the most of your runs, breaking tackles, getting extra yards. You feel like you kind of helped try to set a tone for this running game?
Yeah, just trying to be physical, trying to impose our will on the defense, tire those guys out throughout the game. And, we just got to keep leaning on them and just keep playing off of each other,
How much pride do you take in being a physical running back? Obviously you got the speed, but you've never been a guy that's been afraid to run between the tackles and take on contact.
It's a part of the game. You got to be able to run between the tackles. It's good to have the speed to be able to get the edge and things like that, but to be in this league for a long time and be productive, that's something that you have to master.
Tony, where you're still technically kind of new as a Titan, do you view this as a rivalry with the Colts?
Any division game, you could say it's a rivalry because it's that much more important than the other games. Not to say that it means more, we're going to take it differently than the other ones, but it's just something different about the division games.
There's always a sense of urgency in the NFL locker room, but how much does the team need to win and not avoid starting 0-3?
It's big for us, just getting that momentum and especially that first win in the division. That goes a long way.
You guys as veterans, maybe kind of talk to the younger players and let them know, hey, it's only 2 games, we got a long way to go. And like you said, you get a win, it's a division win. You guys are only a game out of first if you win.
After the game last Sunday, Tyler Lockett did a good job coming in the locker room and just kind of like settling guys in like this isn't college. Like it takes a lot. We got to have a lot of games coming. We have a long season, and it's a grind. So you're never out of it. You just got to keep going.
Tony, you had a pretty significant workload snap-wise last week. How do you feel that's going for you? And I guess, how do you feel you're doing with that snap load?
I feel like I'm doing pretty good with it. There's something that, I've gotten used to over the course of time, just being here, being in the league, just my body developing, being able to take those runs and those pounders like that.